I'm Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. And welcome to my quick reaction video to the new Five Nights at Freddy's The Movie trailer. For those of you that don't really know, because I mostly talk about Mystery Science on this channel, is that I actually love the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I've actually never really played the games, but I am in love with the theories, the lore behind it, everything Scott Cawthon has built into this franchise. I think it's amazing, and I am so hyped for this movie. I'm like, Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard, yes please, this is gonna be amazing. So I'm super pumped for it. And so the full trailer dropped. We had a teaser which was really great like a month or two ago, but this is the first full-on trailer. It's 2.5 minutes, and everyone's putting out their little reviews of it. I thought I'd throw my hat into the ring because I am very excited. Have not looked at any of those reviews yet. I just keep seeing them pop up my feed, like, hey, Corey Kenshin did one, hey, John at FunAF did one, that kind of thing. So I'm very excited to do this myself, and then to watch their reactions as well.
Hi, this is Mike. I was just calling to see if
Yes.
the job that you offer is still available.
Yeah.
A security guard.
I will take anything.
Tell me about it,
was
man.
Huge in the 80s with the kids. They shut it down years ago. The owners just
What-
not ready
what
to let it go
year?
yet.
What years
I
is
will
taking
work
place
and
in?
you will sleep.
I understand.
He's bringing his little sister? Mike, no! Oh, this child's gonna die. Oh, the picture's on the wall. Ooh, that's a cool little stained glass.
All you have to do
All you have to
is keep
do.
your eyes on the monitor.
See, this is all such old technology. Is this today? Or is this the 90s?
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
You must be new security guard.
Yeah, who are you?
Officer?
Have you met them yet?
What? So she knows?
Them.
Is she sus about them? Where's the little girl, man? What, like, is she not in your office with you? Oh no! Yes! Let's go. Look how amazing they look! Oh, that Jim Henson team.
In the
Yes.
kids went missing.
Oh no.
The police searched Freddy's top to bottom.
Oh, please. Oh, here's little sister.
They never found them.
Oh no! Oh, the
Fire shut
sister.
down.
There are ghost children possessing giant robots. Thanks for
Ooh.
the heads up.
Do all the kids' hair match,
Electronics.
like in the books and stuff? Oh, that Foxy looks.
They wanna make
Oh
her
man!
like
Look at that!
Tell me how to stop them.
Those visuals are amazing. Oh, holy.
It's too late.
Just get your sister out of there, bitch! Look.
Bobby, go!
Those do look good. Oh no. Oof, yeah, oh. We saw like a still of that once.
Where to?
Hey!
Why do I always get the weirdos?
Eh. So that's his sister in the pictures that we've been seeing. Oh my god! Okay, hang on. This looks incredible. I'm so excited. First of all, Josh is giving like 110% in that performance already of a dude that doesn't believe it and then is like fighting for his life. Okay, first of all, I'm the oldest. I have 3 little sisters. So just the fact that he's bringing his little sister, like all my sisters are grown at this point, but still, I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? You're putting her in such danger. Like, he doesn't know, but I'm still like, you're putting her in such danger. What are you doing? I assume then they're giving Mike this backstory of him, like, supporting his sister. I assume that means their parents are gone. Maybe he has to take care of her. That's the vibe I'm getting from that. I assume this is the 90s because both he and Afton are using rotary phones, like old phones. Because for those of you, again, I know my channel doesn't talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, really. For those that don't know, in the original game, or the original game, you're the security guard, and based on your paychecks, it's like 1993. I am so ready. Steve Raglan, career counselor. That's something else too, because we know from like IMDb and all that Matthew Lillard is playing the bad guy, whose real name is William Afton. Now, in the books, because Five Nights at Freddy's also has multiple book series, things like that, the only books that I think could be relevant to this movie would be the original book trilogy, which I actually have. So these books, we had a trilogy of books called The Silver Eyes, The Twisted Ones, and The Fourth Closet. There've been a ton of other little mini, like, novella horror books that they've done for the franchise. These three, though, I think could be relevant to the lore of this movie. I'm not sure. If they were going to go to books for anything, I think it'd be these. And in these books, the bad guy, again, William Afton, does go by a fake name in the first one, but it's like Dave Miller or something like that. It is not Steve. So that's interesting, that he's going by a fake name, but it's something we haven't seen before. Also, he wasn't a career counselor, he was like a janitor in this old, or the security guard of like this old mall that the Five Nights at the Freddy's building is within. Let's see, like, oh man, the lighting. Again, I am obsessed with lighting. To me, especially in, now thankfully it doesn't look like it's going to happen in this movie, but in modern films, when there's a ton of animation. I think a big reason a lot of animation today in movies looks crappy is they don't spend good time on the lighting to make sure that the lighting on the animated characters matches the lighting in the real life setting, you know? And I think that makes it look a lot cheaper. So that's kind of how I started to become obsessed with how lighting works. And the lighting in this already looks great. The amount of detail in, like, the signs, I love reflection shots, stuff like that. It's so good. He's bringing the little sister. As soon as I saw that he was bringing the little sister, I was like, are you insane? But he doesn't know at this point what's going on. The wall of pictures, also accurate to the game. I think that's really cool. The silhouettes. I love a good silhouette moment too. A lot of the stuff in these shots are like my favorite cliches in movies with the lighting and the shadows. I'm just like, let's go. And again, for those that aren't aware, the movie's done by Blumhouse. The animatronics have been built by the Jim Henson Creature Shop, who are like the best of the best for practical effects. Like, you're not going to get better than them. And when I first heard that, I was like, brilliant, these are going to look amazing. And they absolutely do. So let's get some good shots of them. The office looks really accurate to the game as well, but like with more detail because it's real life, so that's really fun. Okay, so this lady, I think, is a replacement for Phone Guy. Because in the games, you have an audio message that's the creator of the game, Scott Cawthon himself, telling you, like, this is how your game works. Like, you're gonna make sure you keep an eye on this character, make sure you're using your monitors, blah, blah, blah. And in the teaser trailer, all that dialogue was given to this lady. And that was a good teaser. If you haven't seen that, you should check that out as well. But I like that it's a video instead of audio. Like, they updated it to be a movie, so I think that's really good. I wonder who this cop specifically is, because again, in the books, no cops believe them. The kids are like, there's this weird stuff is going on in this defunct Freddy's, and no one believes them at first. And then when it does, the cop that does end up believing them is an older man who was like one of the teenage kids in the book's father. So having it be a young woman is really interesting, because she also doesn't look old enough. She looks like she would have been a kid when the disappearances were happening. So that to me is fascinating. Okay, so we'd seen these shots of him like going through these shots. We'd seen a couple times. I think they're in the original teaser. I love this. Wait. I love this shot over the shoulder. No, stop. The over the shoulder with the monitors. I think that's great. Dude, if I was a sister, I'd be cleaning these up, just taking them. I'm gonna totally take these plushies. Give me that. Okay, like, look at this. Look at this. Like, you can see the flocking on them. You can see the flocking. Look at this. Oh my god. Like, look at that on Chica. Like, the little folds and the seams. Oh my lord. I like that Bonnie's ears move. That's fun. Because I do have those joints, I think, in the game. The ones down here, at least. So that's cool. And again, the lighting. Especially because we're supposed to be scared of these guys. So the lighting's very harsh. And very in our face right now. Again, it's like hey, it's not just fun stage lighting, it's to be, something's off. See how it's kind of particularly red? It's particularly bright and kind of unpleasant. Delicious. Again, lighting, an important effect. Look at that. Look at that. And the spark. Wow. Look at that with the light. Again, I just cannot get over, because these are both extraordinarily game accurate, because they look exactly like in the games, but they've adapted them perfectly to real life. You know what I mean? It's because sometimes, especially in games with simpler graphics, which a lot of the original Freddy's were, it's to then make them look real. You might get too detailed, but they didn't. They kept it simple, so it still matches that, and it also matches the Chuck E. Cheese aesthetic. I also love, look how dirty Bonnie is on his stomach here. That he has like old stains and stuff because no one's been here for years. The joints, absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. A plus. Sorry, how many strings? 1, 2, 3, 4. What kind of guitar is this? I'm pretty sure Bonnie's supposed to play a normal guitar, which should have 6 strings. But even if it was it's a bass guitar, that should have 4. Why does it have 5 strings? Weird. Okay. I don't play. I mean, I play a ukulele, not a guitar, so I don't, but I'm like, that's still weird. Yeah, look, all the classic. First of all, Foxy looks perfectly withered, amazing. Shadow is great because Foxy is kind of the one. He's the fastest, and with the hook, I think he's kind of the one you're supposed to be the most scared of. I like how they gave her very like generic little kid shirt, generic innocent child. Look at that. I know some people are worried about the red eyes. I understand, because in the games, what we usually see, for those that, again, are unaware, are little white, like, pinprick eyes. Really, really tiny lights in the eyes. That usually indicates, though, that a human child's spirit is at play in the animatronics. I'm not saying that isn't true here, but I think what the red eyes are supposed to be isn't just the classic horror, like, red eyes means it's evil. I think red eyes here means it is currently under Afton's control specifically. I think the red eyes are supposed to be, he is somehow controlling the animatronics right now, remotely or something. They're under Afton's, like, his wishes are what's being done. And then eventually, I would be shocked if we don't get at least one Golden Freddy, even cameo, with the white pinprick eyes. To be like, because that's the one you should not have killed. That's the big spirit, right? A lot of people are like, I can't believe the eyes are red. They've ruined it. And I'm just like, bruh. First of all, even if the red was a replacement for the white pinprick eyes, everything else is so accurate. I'm like, shut the heck up. Everything else is so beautifully accurate. Calm down. I also, like, because we've gotten into the point, this is so look at this, it's so good. We've gotten to the point where we're like, Mike Schmidt must have been Michael Afton, who's connected to, obviously he's the bad guy's son, and it's all this convoluted connected stuff. I kind of like the idea of starting back at square one. But I could be wrong. There could be way more lore connected to Michael as a person than we think in this, like Josh's Mike. But I love the idea that we're kind of starting back at the beginning, and we're like, imagine if a ton of this lore didn't exist yet, and we're kind of starting back from square one, and this Mike is not an Afton at all, because that's just what we've started to theorize and assume, but like this Mike is in fact just an innocent guy coming in, has no connection to Freddy's or the families involved in it at all, and then he and I guess his sister get caught up in everything. And I think that's important because often in movies, protagonists are your lens into that world. And for me and a bunch of other FNAF YouTubers, etc., we're like, yeah, we know all the lore and we want all that in there. But a heckin' lot of people are going to be coming into this with people like me, like my sisters, have agreed to watch it with me because they love Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard as well. And the Jim Henson Creature Shop, all that good stuff. They're going to watch it with me, My sister Maddie knows zero about the lore. She knows nothing about the Freddy stuff. So for it to kind of be starting at the beginning and being like, this Mike knows nothing about this either, has no connections, that's going to help a lot to have a lot of exposition given to this guy, which looks like the cop lady is going to be giving us all that exposition that Mike is seemingly unaware of, which for the new people, like my sister, it's like, that's gonna help a lot. Okay, so we got a gang of people looking like they're ready to beat something up, huh? Absolutely terrifying. This is absolutely terrifying, because these guys are huge. Like, that's the thing. Like, the animatronics had to be big enough back in the day to also house people, because they were both, maybe not these specific models, but the original models were built to be both robots and suits, like you see people in it, like Disney World and stuff, right? So they'd have to be pretty big, like bigger than the average adult man, I would say. So that is already really terrifying. And if they ever do Sister Location, man, was that Blue Bonnie though? That looks like Blue Bonnie. Which is fascinating because the killer in the original series uses a gold Bonnie suit. I won't get into the lore of all that right now, but there are also gold versions of Freddy and Bonnie that exist, like these very yellow versions. And yellow Bonnie is usually the one that is used by the villain. But that looks like a purple Bonnie, or like blue Bonnie, which is very interesting. It's in just enough shadow and the lighting is just odd enough that maybe that is Golden Bonnie. It's hard to tell. Okay, so we have a blonde... Ooh, okay. They're helping us out a little bit here. I assume this is... It's Gabriel Fritz. I assume this is Jeremy, Gabriel, Fritz. Susie is Chica. But that looks like... Is that a boy? Stop, no! Too fast. The kid with the hat looks like a boy. Interesting. Because in the lore, again... You had 5 animatronics. You have the 3 main ones you've seen on stage, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica. You have Foxy, and then you had Golden Freddy. And there was a kid associated with each of those suits, right? Each of those animatronics. And it was Freddy's Gabriel, Foxy's Fritz, Bonnie's Jeremy, Susie is Chica. And then we always thought Cassidy, which was a young girl, was associated with Golden Freddy. But Golden Freddy has now had multiple kids associated with him, including a kid that is currently also nameless that just goes by Crying Child. So I could see them representing it with a boy. It's just interesting to me that they did that. And it makes me wonder which kid that's supposed to be. And again, they could be resetting a ton of the lore. Oh, that's so terrifying! This shot was in the teaser too, with Freddy just behind him, but it's so good. It's so good. Also terrifying, because there's a scene in the first book where a young kid, a bunch of teenagers who were kids during the incident when all the other kids disappeared, they come back to the defunct pizzeria because it was never torn down. They go to look inside, and one of them has her little brother who's like 11, and he goes with them, and the rest are teenagers, right? They're like 17, 18. And the 11-year-old, he looks at these pictures and has, like, a hallucination, and that's when, like, all the bad stuff starts to happen, really. So it's from looking at this wall of pictures. See, because there's the yellow Bonnie with 5 kids. Look at that! Oh my god! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at Foxy! Look at the teeth! He was just about to kill her until John comes in and is like, hey! Look at that. Holy crap. I'm just like overjoyed, honestly, that like the detail is perfect. Like from the metal, the bits of metal that you can see within them, which has always kind of been there. You could always kind of see it, the necks and the joints. To just the amount of flocking and fur is perfect. His eye is yellow here though, which I think he has a yellow eye, but it's not like red. So maybe he's not in Afton mode. Maybe he's not in kill mode right there. The cupcake, yes. Oh man, so was a hand... Was that out of Freddy? Yeah, that's Freddy's mouth. That's not a Bonnie mouth. That's terrifying. Oh man, the movements. Because they're so robotic. Oh, that's Golden Bonnie right there. That is for sure. No, stop, go back. It's just so blurry on purpose. Dang. I like that they're not revealing fully yet. Oh, these shots. Because they are just robotic and human enough in their movements. Did you notice that? Like when Freddy moves his head, it's like it looks robotic, but there could be a person in there, which I know they're currently in just full animatronic mode, and they're not, but they've hit that perfect balance, in my opinion, of robot versus actually alive, right? Because if there are souls in there, that also makes sense. It's the perfect mix of how robots have very limited movements usually, and then the human piece of them, right? It's so good. Also, Chica, this design of Chica has always been the one FNAF character design that's genuinely freaked me out. I don't know why. I think it's like a mix of like her eyebrows and just like, I don't know. I never liked the original Chica design. People like, I love Chica. She's my fan. I'm like, no, Chica is terrible. Chica is the scary one. But like, look how dirty, even in black and white, you can see how dirty and messed up they look after like 10 years of neglect. Oh, it's so good. Wait, who was that in the house? So she ends up in the hospital, so that's great. That's a grown woman. Is that the police lady or is that somebody else? Because I don't know if you'd be in heels in your police outfit, right? So this could be somebody totally different. That's hard to tell. The heck is this like fountain from? Because this Freddy's doesn't seem to be in a mall, right? But this looks like it's in a mall. The vents. Holy shit! I forgot about this shot. Look at that shit. Yes. Oh my gosh. Are those purple eyes? They look a little bit white, but those look kind of purplish to me. Let's go, Golden Bonnie with a knife. That's the other thing. The killer, according to... It's never specified in the games, but in the books, it is confirmed the bad guy uses knives. He doesn't even just, like, strangle you or shoot you. He, like, stabs you. It's like, knives are a brutal, brutal death. Josh, get out! That is, he is giving it all, his all. Whose faceplate is this? I think we were wondering that when the still shot came out. Is this Freddy or is this, like, Foxy? The muzzle looks like it's a little short. Is that the corner of an eye patch, though? It might be Foxy. That's also something different because we've never had, the cameos in this also are going to be elite, delicious, beautiful. Look at that, so good. But the thing is, we've never seen that in the games. There's never been, we've had animatronics where the face is open in, like, sister location. They've never had, like, gears and crap that's gonna, like, tear your face off. So that's clearly been done, I would assume, post 80s? Like, maybe William Afton's messed with them since then. Is this Golden Freddy? It's kind of hard to tell. But they're more beat up. They're missing an eye. No, this could just be Freddy beat up. This could be normal Freddy beat up. But this could be Golden Freddy. Look how huge. I love how big they are. Because look at this little girl who's probably like, what, 8 or 9? Compared to this. That is terrifying. That's terrifying. Because these kids were little kids. Some of these kids were like 6 or 7 when they got kidnapped, man. I think in the books it's supposed to be they were about like 1st or 2nd grade. Like most of the kids that got kidnapped. Sucks. Emma Tammy, I'm so excited to see your work, ma'am. I'm very, very excited. Theaters and Peacock. I want to see it in theaters. My sisters are like, but if we just stream it, and I'm like, no! So I want to see it in theaters. I'm like, please. Story by Scott Cawthon. I love that they let Scott write it. That's why it took so long as well. This movie has been teased and has been out there in the universe for years. I think originally it was going to be Warner Brothers, and then Blumhouse either bought the rights or the rights expired and Blumhouse took them, whatever. I think it's great that it's Blumhouse. I think it's amazing, and Bloom himself came out and said that the movie got pushed back, and everyone was like, why is it pushed back again? And he said because Scott had a script that everyone else was happy with, that the director was happy with, that the studio was happy with, but Scott himself wasn't like, I'm not happy with it, I want to try again, and redid the story, and it looks like it's him, the director, Emma Tammy, and Seth Kudback, who I don't know who that is, I apologize, but that's also great that it's Scott and the director that wrote it, like, that did the screenplay. That shows how few hands are in this pot, which I think is going to help a lot. That you have the original creator and the director are like all hands on deck with this. If this becomes like a huge movie franchise, like if this works, because the thing is, Blumhouse is really good, because it's horror, right? At giving you this amazing practical effects and amazing movies like this on relatively small budgets, right? And then making a lot of money back on them. I'm really hoping, because it's also streaming, that they make good money. This movie's important to me, and I want to see it do really well. Again, I think it's great actors, incredible visuals, and we really need to support movies these days that are using really good practical effects, because so many are not. And this one looks absolutely beautiful. Like, those look so both game accurate and real life accurate, you know? It's so good. Every little thing, because they're not giving anything about the story away. Very, very little. You're like, okay, this guy gets a security job. He takes his little sister. Bad idea. And this cop comes in and is like, you know these kids disappeared, right? You know these animatronics are really weird and janky, right? And there's not... The thing is, if you don't know the franchise, there's not even a hint that Matthew Lillard's playing a bad guy, right? He's just kind of there, and you'd be like, what's this guy's relevance? So I think this looks like it's a movie made for, like, steeped in, this is for the fans, but anyone can watch it. And I think that's great. I think that's what this movie needed to be, to start it as a film franchise. The lore going forward can get as convoluted as they want, because then everyone going to see it will be like on board, like, okay, I liked the first one, and now I know kind of what this world is and what happened for the first 5 kids, what happened with the security guard, whatever, who this bad guy is. And then you can go off the deep end as much as you want, I think, going forward. That's the thing about Freddy's that I love, too, is so many people, like, it's gotten so convoluted, and, like, the books are insane, and what are we doing here? And I'm just like, I live for the chaos. Like, I live for the chaos of the Freddy's franchise, to be honest. Absolutely adore it. Super, super excited for this, and all the theories that'll come out of both, you know, this trailer, the movie itself, especially then, again, if the movie comes out and does great, and they're like, sequel's on the way, everyone's gonna be talking about, like, what's the sequel gonna be? Where are we going from here? Is it gonna technically be a prequel like the second game is? Is it gonna be moving it forward? Which I would honestly hope it moves it forward, but we'll see. So, I am hyped as heck. I hope that this review came off as something fun, something a little bit different for this channel. I am super excited about this movie. I hope that even if you weren't into the Freddy's franchise at all before this, that this, you know, made it look cool, kind of maybe hyped you up a little bit to be like, it looks like it's definitely an entry-level movie that anyone can enjoy. Or if you're obsessed with the franchise like me, you're going to be like, yeah! So, I am hyped as heck for this, and I really hope that it gets the views that it deserves, it gets the support that it deserves, because this movie's been cooking for a while, and it looks like they really did put their heart, their soul, their finances into this film to make it awesome. So, hopefully, it is as good as it looks, because I'm very excited. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.